Hi everyone, Vindicated Jones here. Do on-paper statistics really reflect just how good a ship is for combat in Elite Dangerous? Let's talk about that. Every other day there is a post on the forums where some commander argues that certain ship is better than another ship based on some statistics they have pulled from shipbuilding websites such as HUD and Colours. The same often happens with weapons too, where commanders will post thread after thread discussing the raw DPS of certain weapons and how they are better than other weapon types. While some of this information is absolutely useful, it means very little in the real world. Well, I mean in-game, in the real world. Well, you know what I mean. I am here to tell you outright. Stats are meaningless and bullshit. Yep, I said it. Did that get your attention? Already writing your first angry comment? Now before you hit the thumbs down button, hear me out. Now don't get me wrong, shipbuilding loadout sites are extremely useful and handy when helping you design a specific loadout. They are great when you're trying to maximize the specific statistics such as speed, mass, jump range, shield megajoules, armor rating, and much more. And the truth is, with HUD and Colours, you do have options to really drill down on those stats to give you firing rates, damage potentials, and other really useful tidbits of information. But just how good a ship is, or a specific weapon is, depends on so many different factors that cannot be so easily explained in a spreadsheet. Take for example the classic argument between beam lasers and pulse lasers. On paper, statistics show that the beam weapon has a much higher DPS to pulse lasers, but as a lot of us know from experience, that doesn't necessarily mean they are better. While they do have good raw damage output, there are so many other factors to take into consideration. Beam weapons also have a massive power draw, heat generation, and gobble up your power distributor faster than the Cookie Monster in a biscuit factory, while pulses with their legendary efficiency tend to actually do more DPS than beams when you're holding down the trigger finger for a longer period of time. And while it's true engineers can mitigate some of these issues, that is another can of worms that I just won't go into here for the moment. It often boils down to how you use your weapons that will yield the best results. Sometimes pulses are more suited to certain playstyles and beams suited to other playstyles. In fact, I made a video about this a while ago and you might find it useful. The link is in the description below. And the same falls true when dealing with ships. Let's take a look at the most common one I hear about on the forums, the Anaconda versus the Corvette. On paper, the Anaconda seems to have much more firepower and DPS due to having 1 huge, 3 large, 2 medium and 2 small hardpoints, whereas the Corvette has 2 huge and only 1 large, 2 medium and 2 small hardpoints. I see it all the time. Spreadsheets open on the forums showing how the Anaconda is better than the Corvette at combat based purely on numbers. But what those spreadsheets do not take into consideration is a draw of all those weapons on a power distributor, the maneuverability of the ship, pitch and roll rates, its thermal efficiency, and hardpoint locations. The truth is, in most cases where both ships are set up similarly, the Corvette can hold fire on its target for longer due to its maneuverability and the ability to continue firing for longer due to the fact that the weapons loadout isn't as taxing as the Anacondas. So really, any advantage the Anaconda had in DPS is lost to the Corvette being more maneuverable and being able to maintain fire for a longer period of time. So am I saying the Corvette is better suited towards combat? Pretty much yes. But am I saying the Corvette is better at combat than the Anaconda? No. Confused? Don't worry, this tends to be one of the most overlooked and confused factors when it comes to what ship is best. The most important factor that no statistic, no spreadsheet, no shipbuilding website can tell you is you. That's right, you. Every commander flies their ship differently. They have different styles, different preferences, and utilize their own tactics to take down enemy ships. And ultimately, that's why stats are utterly meaningless and bullshit. If you feel more at ease killing targets in your Anaconda and don't like the Corvette, then guess what? That's the best ship for you. If you feel your Corvette is a combat beast and better than the Anaconda, then guess what? The stats don't matter, do they? Because that's the best ship for you. Okay, I may have been a little harsh on statistics. They do help give you a general idea of when designing an effective build, and shipbuilding sites are invaluable when creating a ship build. I use them all the time. But never ever use statistics to define what is the best weapon or ship to use in combat. Try different ideas, try different styles, and ultimately different ships, and find something that works for you. Just don't make the mistake of assuming that your choices are the best choices for everyone else. And vice versa. Don't let anyone try to tell you what the best ship is or what the best weapon types are in Elite Dangerous. Sure, take advice from the more experienced players, try their builds and make your own decisions. Don't get me wrong, there are obviously some ships that are more better suited to certain tasks, and some that do have a combat advantage over others. But ultimately, the best ship in the game, the one that is best for your chosen activity, is the one that gives you the biggest smile, the one that you enjoy flying the most. Whether that's an Eagle, Ferdinand, Type 10, or if you're really mentally challenged, a Python, it doesn't matter. And don't let anyone ever tell you differently, even snotty YouTubers like myself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and it gives you some food for thought when it comes to ship and weapon choices. This is Vindicated Jones signing off, thanks for watching, and I shall see you out there in the big black.